guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to make this like wall kind of thing that basically you can walk near it and explode it by holding E. It's like jailbreaks thing. The wall that you can explode on jailbreak, and it will automatically regen after a certain amount of time, however long you would like that time to be. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so you can just start on a new base plate like this, and if you would like, you can start building your wall. So I set my material to be brick and the color to be this one right here. This is the terracotta color. It just kind of makes it look like bricks. But you can use whatever material you want. I'm going to make a real simple wall and also door, but you can make a more complex one if you would like. So there is the wall, and we can duplicate this and do however you would like it to. And that center part is actually going to be the thing that explodes. That is very important. That is not connected to the rest of the wall. Like, you can't just have this piece of wall and it can't just cut out that thing right there, because it can't do that, because this is all one part. You actually have to have separate parts. I would recommend 2 parts on the side like this and 1 part in the center, which is going to be like smaller. This is the thing that's going to explode and go away. Next up, you're going to select your wall, and you're going to want to make sure everything is anchored. That's very important, because then you can't like move it or shove it over or anything like that. You want this to be anchored, so that way then it'll stay in place. Okay. This is optional. You don't have to do this. You can group the 3 models by either Control G, or you can right click and click group. It doesn't matter. You can do either way. I'll just go with a model, but it doesn't really matter at all. And you can name this one like wall or something. Okay, now you have your 3 parts, and you might want to name these. So, I mean, it's optional, but you can name them if you'd like. So left, I'm going to name this left wall. And then this one's going to be right wall. And then this is going to be the center wall. Or door. It doesn't matter. But there we go. Now we have our wall model that has left wall, right wall, and center wall inside of it. Perfect. Now you're going to click on our center wall, and we're going to add in a proximity prompt. If it doesn't show up here, you can actually just search proximity prompt like that and click on it. And now you have a proximity prompt. That's going to be what shows like E, interact, or whatever. And we can actually customize these messages as well. So you can see, if we get close to it, it'll do it. You can hold E or do whatever you want. Now, we can click on it, and okay, so here's the 2 things that we'll be using. We'll be using, or you can use a lot of these different features, but action text, this is the action text shown to the user, and the object text is the object name shown to the user. So you might like put for object text like wall, and then you might put here action text explode or something. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so now you're going to make sure that, okay, so here's your different presses that you would use. So the gamepad key code, this would, I think, be on Xbox, so you'd use the button X. Hold duration, this is very, very important. If you want the user to have an amount of time they have to hold it for, which I would recommend, because if you were placing dynamite, it takes a couple seconds to place the dynamite. So you might do 3 or 2 or something. I'm just going to set it to 3. Next up, keyboard key code. This is going to be the key that you hold or press to explode the wall. You can set this to be whatever you want. You can do like shift. It doesn't matter. But I'll just keep it as but you can do like right shift, let's say. But if you wanted, you could do right shift. I'm probably just going to keep it as E because it's an easy thing to press. But if you have already a keybind that says then you could say that it'd work. Great. And you can see how the text says wall and explode. Okay. I'm just going to set it to E because that is an easy thing. press, but if you already have a keybind, like let's say E is your inventory, or I don't know, that's just Minecraft, but let's say E was your inventory, or you wanted something to not interfere with another script you have, you might want to set that to something different. I'm just going to keep it as E, and most people can probably keep it as E as well. Okay, max activation distance. This is how far away you have to be, at least, to activate it. So, let's just say this is your player. And here's your wall. You'd have to be, so if you were like this close to it, it would activate. But if you were this close to it, it would not activate because it's farther away. So we can actually change that max activation distance to be whatever you want. Now, you might want to make it a little bit longer if you're actually planning to explode the player and make the player's character reset. Because if they're too close to the wall, if the max activation distance is 2, let's say, they would be too close to the wall at a max distance that they would get exploded by the wall if you were going to reset their character. I hope that makes sense. But it doesn't matter. You could probably do like 15, 20. I did 20. And that's going to be how long away you have to be from it. Name proximity prompt, that's fine. That's just the name of the prompt. Object text wall. Yeah, we've covered that. And then the parent, keep that the same. All of this is great. You can add a UI offset, which basically changes how the distance away from the actual distance, the offset of where it is. And you could change that if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna leave it because it looks good how it is. Great. Instead of the center wall, we're also going to add in a script. Now, this is actually where the coding starts. So you can go ahead and get rid of the print hello world in there. We won't need that. So we're going to assign a few variables. So we're going to go and we're going to type in local regen delay. Okay, and then you're going to set that to the amount of time you would like before the wall actually regenerates. So once you destroy it, how much time it'll take before it'll come back. I don't know, you could do 4 seconds maybe. Then you're gonna wanna also set a variable called our proximity prompt, or prompt, it doesn't matter, prompt. And we're gonna set that equal to script, because this is our script, and we're gonna parent, so script.parent, so the script's parent, so that's going to go to the center wall, and then we're going to select our proximity prompt. Then we're also going to go to our brick or wall or whatever, it doesn't matter, and we're going to set that equal to script.parent. Great. That is done. So we're going to need to check to see if the player has finished holding or pressing the button. So we can do that by typing, whoops, not script, prompt dot triggered, so that's when it's triggered, :connect. So that's going to once it's done, it's going to connect the once that event has fired, it's going to connect that to whatever we put in here. In this case, it's going to be a function, and you can just go outside of there, and this is what it should look like, and then you should have your end there. Great. Okay, we're gonna need to first clone our wall, so that way then whatever we do to it, if we move it, if we destroy it, or if we modify anything with it, nothing will actually be destroyed or anything. We'll have a copy of that so we can clone it in later and regenerate it. So to do that, we're gonna type local, and then we could type clone wall is equal to script.parent, or no, script. I always forget what we have sent to variables. Local clone wall is equal to wall :clone. And that's that wall. Then we're gonna clone it. Then we're gonna go to our clone wall and we're gonna parent that under our replicated storage. So, and you know what? We could also assign a new variable for this as well. Local replicated storage is equal to game, :get service, replicated storage. And there you go. Now you can just parent that under replicated storage. Oops. There we go. Perfect. We're going to parent that under replicated storage. So that's going to be under this folder, and it's going to be our wall clone. Okay, now we have made a copy of our clone, or we've made a copy of our wall, so it doesn't matter what we do to it. A good time now is to check to make sure that it's anchored. Good. And now we'll type script, or why do I keep forgetting the variables? Okay. Wall.anchored is equal to false. So that way then if we explode it, if we move it, or whatever we do to it, now you can now it can move, move freely. And we've already cloned it, so it's fine that we're doing that. Okay, now we're gonna create an explosion. This is gonna be fun. So we're gonna go local explosion is equal to instance.new, which is creating something new instead of our workspace. So anything, or wherever you want to create it, but anything that you can see through here, we can create using instance.new. In this case, we're going to add a explosion. We have our explosion. It won't do anything yet because we actually need to specify a few parameters, kind of like how we specified the parameters under proximity prompt, but it's the same thing for explosion, and we're doing it in the code. We're going to go explosion.position, because we need to specify where it's going to explode, is equal to script. Oh my gosh, wall.position. So this is taking the wall's position and we're setting the explosion's position to the wall's position. So it's going to be right in the center of that wall. Now we're going to change, well, this one's optional. Explosion.destroy joint radius %. And you can hit tab. Like if you go here, dot destroy, and this pops up and it's highlighted in blue, you can just hit tab and it'll auto-complete it for you. Okay, so explosion.destroy joint radius %. This is if you would like the player to have their character resetted or reset if they get exploded by the wall. So if they're too close to the wall, this just means, is their character going to reset? So if you set it to 0, that means their character won't reset if they're too close to it, and it doesn't matter where they are. And if you set it to 1, that'll mean it will reset. I'll show you them both, but I'm just going to leave it as 1 for right now, which 1 is the default. So if you're going to have it as 1, you can actually just remove this line, and I can show you the difference between 1 and 0 in a second. So if we go explosion.parent, and we parent that under our wall. So this is going to be under our wall, and that's going to be where the explosion is. Great. Okay, so we can preview this game now. Okay, disable our selection mode. Okay, there it is, wall explode. So here's what it is. So yeah, you can see how it walks away. Like if we, now you can see you can still press it from there. So if you hold it down, okay, you can see how the wall exploded. And right now you only can push it over, and that's not the most efficient way of doing it. But here is the thing. So if we hold E and we're too close to the explosion, you can see how we're going to reset our character. Whereas if our destroy joint radius % is set to 0, watch what's going to happen. So if we are too close to it, you can see it just shoves us back just a bit, but it won't reset our character. So let's see if it's sitting down here, we can do it. You can see how it won't reset our character if that is set to 0. So that is up to you, whatever you would like. I'm going to make it reset our character. So if you would like it to reset your character, you can just delete this line or just set this value to 1. And also you cannot do like 0.5 or anything, just do 1 or 0. So if you'd like it to reset your character, you can just type 1, or you can just remove this line. If you'd like it to not reset your character, you can just set it to 0 and make sure not to remove the line. I'm going to just simplify the code and make it explode your character, so I'm just going to remove it. Okay, so now, I mean, that's just up to you though. Okay, now we're gonna need to shove the wall back, because it's not very efficient trying to knock it over with your body. Because if you were like super tiny in the game, I don't know why you would be though, you couldn't really push it over. So we're gonna need to make it like explode, you know, like if you explode something, it moves it back. So this might be a little confusing, but it's very simple. So if we go wall dot, okay, there it is, angular assembly. Okay, so you're gonna type wall dot assembly angular velocity. You can hit enter as well if you'd like. And then we're gonna set that to vector 3, which is basically like a 3, so like a comma. So vector 3s are used for like positions. So like you would do, this is a vector 3 value, and also assembly angular velocity is a vector 3 value. So vector 3 dot new, and instead of here, we're going to type in 100 or whatever value you really want. This is just going to be the force that it takes to explode it. I would recommend 100. I'll just copy that for me. 0, 0. So this is going to be how much it goes back on the X value. So if we look here, if you don't see it, you can go view and then view selector. So here you can see that if we look this way, or if you look on this cube, you can see this is the X direction, this is the Z direction, and this is the Y direction. So if you'd like it to move it up as well, you can change the Y direction here to be 50 or something. We'll just try that for right now. We'll see how that looks, and you can always tweak this later. Great. Now that we have shoved it back just a bit, we can destroy the prompt, the proximity prompt, because yeah, so we can destroy the proximity prompt, so that way then they can't like explode it again once it's already exploded, you know. So we can go prompt dot or colon destroy. It's as simple as that. And now we can type in, yeah, so now we can wait a certain amount of time before. Okay, so this is kind of confusing, but if we have our wall and it just got exploded, just pretend this is the wall, I mean, and it just got exploded and it got shoved back, how long until this will go away? I'm gonna set that to 2. So you'll go wait 2. So that's gonna wait 2 seconds before it destroys it. And then we will destroy that wall. So we can go wall, and then we can go wall colon destroy, and that'll destroy the wall. Great. Now we can wait a certain number of seconds. In this case, it's going to be our regen delay. So we can go wait, and we can wait 3 seconds, or no, sorry. I have my script that I pre-wrote before this on the right side of my screen, and I'm burning off of it too much. You're gonna wait the regen delay. So this is gonna be how long it takes to regen. Great. Now, as soon as you've waited for the regen delay, so how long it takes to regen, we will grab the wall that we've cloned earlier in replicated storage. So we can go local new wall is equal to game colon get service replicated. Oh, we already have that as a variable. So local new wall is equal to replicated storage dot or colon find first child. And in here we're gonna type part. Boom. Just like that. Or wait, no, sorry. Part, if you have named your center wall to be something, so this is gonna be this wall right here in the center, that's what you'll type in there. So in my case, I named it center wall, so type center wall in that field. Great. now we're going to check if the new wall then, so this is checking if this wall exists under what we've specified here, then we'll run this code. In this case, it's going to be new wall.parent is equal to game.workspace. Great. There we have it. This is our full code. So let's take a look at it. So if we go ahead and play our game and we explode our wall. Boom. Oh, it shot towards me. Okay, that's not good. In that case, you'll want to set this value to 0 and set this value to 100. So that'll just reverse the direction that it's going in. So, wait, no, sorry. No, you don't want that. That's going to be the direction on the side. So you're going to actually want to change this value to be negative 100. Okay, if it shot the wrong way. That's very important. So you're going to have like an outside of a wall and inside of a wall. So if it shot the wrong way, going to change that to a negative. If it's already a negative, then you're going to change that to a positive, etc. You can explode the wall, just like this. Boom! And it shoots it out like that. I don't know, I kind of want to give it some more height, so let's go 200. I don't know, that might be too much. We could try it. We can go ahead and try that now. Whoosh! Oh, that's cool. Okay, perfect. And you can see how it gets rid of it, and then wait. And then it's going to wait for the regen time, and then it's going to show us back that. So if we look at it, it'll destroy it, and then it will wait the regen time, so in that case it's 4 seconds, and then it'll regen the wall. Do that as many times as you want. It's never going to, and there you go. It moves the wall. And if that's too much for you, if that's too much, you can just change this to be 10. No, that's probably too little, but 1020. If you want it to be a little bit less. You might want to also extend that because Roblox's built-in engine has friction. So, yeah. So if we go and hold the E, boom. Okay, so that's a little bit low, but I mean. That'll work. I mean, if you you can play with those values as much as you want. And one other thing here. So if we look at this, we can see that if we get near it, it will not show our prompt that says like it will not show that proximity prompt anymore because we already got rid of it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If it helped you, I guess leave a like. I've never really said that much. But if it did, maybe you could leave a like. I don't know. If it didn't, I guess leave a dislike. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!